For U.S. Army veteran Mark Flower, returning to West Allis after his service ended in 1993 presented him an unexpected battleground. He wound up homeless and nearly hopeless. But what happened next was just as unexpected. Michelle Fiore picks up his story in our Sunday morning spotlight.
The military gentleman in him had Mark Flower making sure we didn't fall down this steep embankment as he led us to the very spot he took shelter for an entire year.
It's been a while since I've been underneath this one particular bridge.
That was 1993. This West Allis bridge near 70th and Dickinson has since been reconstructed.
I'm kind of amazed that they kind of made it harder for people to live under them.
And back then, this wasn't a walking path, it was railroad tracks. Did you have a tent?
No.
Did you have a mattress?
No.
Did you have blankets?
Blankets.
Just blankets. You slept on the blankets. When it was cold outside, Flower was here. When it was hot, Flower was here. In thunderstorms, on windy days, and when the humidity left sweat pouring off his brow, Flower was here.
But remember, I really didn't have a place. Any bridge was my place.
So would you just leave your stuff then?
Yeah. I'd come back and usually it was there.
Usually.
Usually.
Every day, the homeless veteran would follow the tracks east for miles, often walking all the way to Milwaukee's food pantries for a hot meal. Other times, stopping if his panhandling netted him a little cash.
Panhandle a little bit. Well, I don't know if it helped, but it allowed me to eat occasionally.
Mark Flower tells us he knew of someone who died of cold exposure the winter he was homeless out here, and that was frightening. He says he relied on his blankets and the bridge overhead, and that his military training is really what got him through.
Persevere, because that's kind of what our job was.
Flower enlisted in the U.S. Army at age 18, where they taught him how to persevere. But he picked up some bad habits, too.
My party expanded while I was there because whatever money I was making, that's all I spent it on. Then my journey of extreme instability, I guess you could say, took place.
In between all the partying, the teen did learn a thing or two about hard work and camaraderie.
In my case, I was 11 Bravo back in those days. I went as an infantryman. Coming to realize how important the guy on the left and your right are. Because really it's all about my buddy on my right, which I protect, and my buddy on my left, which I protect, but then they're protecting me too.
Back to civilian life 4 years later, life was hard.
Through unfortunately, through that period, I always thought to myself, man, do I really need to be around?
Alcohol and drugs seemed to take away his cares, as he shared on this show 10 years ago.
I used substances back in my life to run away from certain aspects of my life. And wasn't all internal.
Jobs, relationships, housing. He called it one failure after another.
I had a couple relationships that lasted for a few years. But in the end, it all went south.
A downward spiral and negative self-talk leading up to the night of September 22nd, 1993, one day after his 35th birthday.
Well, I was just sick and tired of being under the bridge. It's just ended. Now I don't have to worry about it no more.
Standing beside the traffic on 70th Street and looking below, ready to jump. But something held him back.
It's my birthday, being 35, and going, is this where I really wanted to be at 35?
Hours later, Flower walked himself into a recovery program in a daze, unsure what to do. He sat there all day long.
Eventually, they got tired of me just hanging around, so then they put me to work. It's such a weird thing. And
you were in their office all day?
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it. And then
why? Were you afraid of what was out there?
No, I was more afraid of what I would do out there. But they let me stay.
Strangers in civilian life who had his back, one on the right and one on the left.
Well, we come back to the civilian world and it's so different. Because we don't live in a world that I got your back.
But over the years, Mark Flower's proven to be that guy, working as peer support through the Captain John D. Mason program, for one, to veterans struggling with addiction and or suicidal thoughts.
I was here for 2019.
According to a Veterans Affairs report, just over 6,400 veterans took their own lives in 2022, including 136 in Wisconsin.
I understand those thoughts based on my own personal experiences at one time in my life. And that's another really important part of what we try to do is stop that. Suicide sucks.
At this office in West Allis, the Milwaukee County Veterans Services started a new peer support group for vets.
Till I told somebody about my journey and my needs of getting better, I was not getting better. So my thought is let somebody know if you're not feeling good. Start that journey of talking about it.
And Flower helps facilitate the group, which meets here on the first and third Mondays every month at 10 a.m.
When a veteran talks to another veteran, the really cool thing is that they know that we got their back.